Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and I'm super damn excited about these leaks because it is the Kobe 8 Protro Sample leak, and hopefully it's not wrong. I very much hope that this shoe is coming out. I mean, we've had, the 1 Protro, the 4 Protro, the 5 Protro, the 6 Protro, which I never got my hands on because they released like what, 2 or 3 colorways, I don't remember, but they didn't release that many colorways and it was super hard to get, and I don't really want to pay like $500-600 for a pair of shoes. So yeah, I don't have the Kobe 6 Protro, which I'm super sad about. But yeah, the Kobe 8 is the one shoe that I've always wanted to see Protroed in, of course, Kobe's line. This is the shoe that I want Protroed. Pretty much the only shoe, or like the 8 and the 9, but the 8 I want more, right? So before we get into that though, as far as leaks go, I mean, these aren't really leaks, but we have better images of the LeBron 20. And we have Bronny, I believe, is wearing these. But yeah, this colorway is super sick and it just looks amazing. I love how this shoe looks. And a lot of people love how this shoe looks. I can see the comments and nothing but positive feedback, which is pretty rare for a shoe, right? We can see better detail of the material as well. And it doesn't look like the knit material looks like a basket weave kind of, right? But also it doesn't look like a knit. It looks more like plastic strands, you know what I mean? But it does look like those plastic strands are woven into like a knit material. Hopefully it's not too thick or anything. Yeah, it does look pretty damn thick though. But of course, I mean, he needs a lot of support, so that definitely does make sense. We can of course see the double swoosh, and yeah, I mean, as far as the cushioning setup goes, we still don't know what the cushioning setup is. Could it be a drop-in midsole like the Kobe 8? Of course, we can see here in the Kobe 8, we can see a midsole. You know what I mean? Just because there is a midsole doesn't mean there isn't a drop-in midsole. But yeah, I mean, the actual midsole drops pretty damn low. So maybe it's a drop-in. We'll have to see on that. Or maybe it's just a regular foam and full-length zoom strobe. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm super excited to find out what it is. But I absolutely love how this shoe looks, and I'm super excited for them to come out. We got Kyrie Irving playing in the Kyrie 8, not the Kyrie 9. This is the Kyrie 8. So apparently this shoe, I don't know if you guys can see it, hopefully it's coming out, but that shoe, the Kyrie Infinity, is not the Kyrie 8. This shoe is the Kyrie 8, which is super weird. And could this be, of course, Kyrie Irving's last signature shoe with Nike? If it is, that would be super sad, but he's had one of the best basketball shoe lines ever. I mean, there's so many people that have had Kyries, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, even Kyrie Irving said this was the Kyrie 8. He said, respectfully, this is the Kyrie 8, not the Kyrie 9. So yes, this is the Kyrie 8. I posted this on Instagram and I said it was a Kyrie 8, and a lot of you guys corrected me. Thank you for the correction, but it's actually called the Kyrie 8. And yeah, it looks awesome. It's the same exact colorway that was leaked, and just like on foot, and like it looks amazing, you know what I mean? Like I love the oversized swoosh. I love the outline of the swoosh as well. I'm also very curious as to what the cushioning setup is here in the Kyrie 8. As far as the materials go though, the materials look pretty cheap, I mean, Nike, I feel like, the Kyries need to go up in price, and they need to give us better materials. If, of course, they continue the Kyrie line. We can see a good amount, or actually a lot of fuse here in the toe box area, or going around the tip of the toe, for better durability and support, which is a good thing. But this overall material looks super duper thin. It looks like a see-through material as well. Also, another thing that I'm pretty curious about is this band that's going around the midfoot area. It looks like a red band, and also on the medial side of the shoe we can see that the eyelet is also a red color. So I'm wondering if, if you tighten the laces there, will it pull on the band, kind of similar to the Flytrap strap found in the Kyrie 5. That also is pretty interesting. But yeah, as far as the cushioning setup goes, we have no idea. We just know that it's zoom strobe, probably in the forefoot. But for the foam, we don't know what it is. Hopefully it's React, but I'm super doubtful about that. I feel like Kyrie likes a super responsive cushioning setup, especially in the heel. And if you have a very crazy cushioning setup in the forefoot, you know, especially with the forefoot zoom strobel, you know, there's a lot of compression that you don't get as much responsiveness in my personal opinion. And if you have a soft React foam in the heel, I mean, in the Kyrie 8, this looks super exposed. It's not really caged at all. You're not gonna get a lot of responsiveness, which I'm guessing Kyrie wants. So it's probably gonna be like just a regular fine line, honestly. But I'm loving how this shoe looks. You know, it looks awesome. It definitely looks better than the Kyrie Infinity in my personal opinion. And also, honestly, the Kyrie Infinity didn't really have a whole lot of dope colorways. You know what I mean? But anyways, shout out to Riley Vatchev or Riley_032 for sending these. And also shout out to Nike Zoom Kobe for these. But yeah, these are the actual samples of the Kobe 8 Protro. This is a wear test sample apparently, and the outsole looks pretty much identical. And the Kobe 8 outsole had amazing traction, not a whole lot of squeak, honestly. You know, I have two colorways. I have this red one and also this like teal colorway with a yellow swoosh. And yeah, both of them, they don't really squeak, but they have an amazing bite. Very similar to like the Curry 8 and Curry 9, right? Also, it looks like there's carbon fiber, you know, carbon fiber midfoot shank plate. And same thing here in the original Kobe 8 as well. So that nothing really looks different. And that's fine. As far as Protros go, the only thing or the major thing that they change is the cushioning setup, right? So of course here in the Kobe 1, I mean, they did core out like the midsole and also make the materials a little bit thinner so that the overall shoe is lighter here in the Kobe 1 Protro, but it was a full length zoom unit in the Kobe 1 Protro. The Kobe 4, the cushioning setup didn't change all too much, but the foam is definitely a lot softer. So that definitely is a good thing. And of course here in the Kobe 5 Protro, we have Cushlon, and it's super soft here in the heel. And also we have a Zoom Turbo unit in the forefoot, which felt super nice. Way better cushioning setup than the original Kobe 5, right? So yeah, in the Kobe 8, what is the difference? We have no idea what they did, you know, but we can see like just a little bit of the strobel board in this picture, right? And it doesn't look like there is a strobel board. Is that a Zoom strobel board? I don't know, it looks pretty similar. I mean, if you look at the original Kobe 8, there is a regular strobel board. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it might be, I doubt it's Zoom strobel, right? I mean, if you guys didn't know, the Kobe 8 has a drop-in lunar line, right? Super crappy. It bottomed out super quick. I mean, core fuel is amazing, but impact protection was really, really bad in this shoe. So in this red pair, I put in my full-length Zoom unit, right? You guys remember this insole, right? Or this midsole, sorry, this drop-in midsole from Nike ID. So I just put in the Kobe 8s, this red pair, and I love it. But yeah, the cushioning setup in the Kobe 8, the original one was absolutely not good. But it was one of the lightest basketball shoes ever. This shoe is insanely light, like 8.4 ounces, guys. The Curry 9 doesn't even beat that. The Curry 9 or the Curry 8 is like 10 ounces, you know what I mean? So yeah, and also as far as the tongue goes, we have the Kobe shield, right, in the originals, but in this wear test sample, it doesn't have any type of logos, which is pretty normal. And also wear test samples usually have, it's like usually all black, just because they want to keep it low key, and if there is a lot of colors to it, it's a lot easier to see, right, and distinguish. But the overall material also looks super similar, right? The heel cub and here in the heel, there also seems to be, is there? Oh, the Kobe logo, or oh, the Kobe signature isn't there, which is pretty interesting, but the swoosh is still there. And it also seems to be engineered mesh. Everything else looks pretty similar. I mean, this part looks the same as well. I mean, it comes up to act as a sidewall. We have some fuse here in the toe box. So yeah, what could the cushioning setup be? Like I said, it doesn't look like it has full-length Zoom strobel from this actual picture. I mean, it is a sample, so it's not a finished product yet. But the entire shoe looks exactly the same, which makes sense. The cushioning setup is what they usually change in Protros. So what do you think they changed? Is it like a Zoom GT cut? You know what I mean? Oh no, it's not the Zoom GT cut because it has full-length Zoom strobel, like where the strobel board is, and then a full-length React drop-in midsole, right? So obviously it's going to be a drop-in midsole for the Kobe 8 Protro, but are they going to add a Zoom unit? Is it going to be targeted You know, like bottom loaded zoom unit in the forefoot and heel. Is it gonna be zoom strobel? Also, what's gonna be the actual like foam for the drop-in? Is it gonna be Lunarlon? Hopefully not. If it was React, that would be absolutely amazing. I'll be super excited. Maybe they could do that. I feel like they would, you know what I mean? Full length React and maybe targeted zoom. I don't know, but I mean, they have to Protro this, and I would pay top dollar for the Kobe 8 Protro just because I absolutely love the shoe. I love the Kobe 6 too, but I don't know. I feel like I like the Kobe 8 better for performance. But anyways, what do you guys want to see in the Kobe 8 Protro? Like as far as the cushioning setup goes, and as far as like his entire shoe line, what's your favorite as far as performance goes? Like, is it the Kobe 8, Kobe 9, Kobe 6, Kobe 4, Kobe... I mean, there's so many, you know what I mean? Kobe 11, you know? Tell us down in the comment section below. And also, what colorways do you guys want to see Protro as well? But anyways, that about concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.